Hey guys, welcome back to another Hypixel UHC video. So this is going to consist of two parts, the first being a full guide giving my tips on how to obby trap, but the second part will be a montage of obby traps and kills from those games. There's a ton of crazy clips and over 20 obbies in these games, so look forward to that. Anyways, I think that's enough rambling, so let's begin. Alright, so the first thing, and the most important thing, is to use your ears. Listening well to blocks being broken is crucial to position yourself to obby trap. Make sure to have your block sounds at a comfortable level to easily hear where people dig around you, because if you can locate your opponent's block, you can easily predict where they'll dig into an obby trap position. Now, there's only one other tip that can almost match the magnitude of hearing, which is having the low ground. There are situations where you can obby trap from a higher position, but in general, you should always be trying to get a lower position than your opponent. Thirdly, it's important to create plenty of space for you to maneuver and dodge your opponent. This is a more important tip when your enemy is safely mined to you though, because sometimes you won't have a chance to set up a large tunnel if they're like really aggressive. But as you can see in general, I usually start by digging a 4 to 5 block tunnel when I have time. And additionally, I do dig large hallways even after that if there are more chances for me to do so. Alright, those are pretty much the main principles of obby trapping. So now I'll give you guys some good situational tips and things to be aware of. And I'll do this by walking you through some clips that I have. So let's get right into it. So the first thing to remember when you obby somebody is that you should always place a block above their head. You know, preferably that should be the forge, but placing a block in general is very useful, especially if they're like a YouTuber or something. Since YouTubers don't get affected by the anti-cheat, they'll be able to instantly swim out. So basically, if I go into survival here and I Obsidian myself, and even if I'm in game mode survival, right, you can easily swim out. And basically this is what YouTubers can do on Hypixel. But now if there's a block above your head, as you can see, like so, you just can't be able to get out. Now you're stuck in the Obsidian, and even if they're a YouTuber, they can't get out like this. Alright, so the anti-cheats, you know, obviously the same in Skywars as in UHC, so I can still explain this. Basically, as you see, I obbied myself here, but you can kind of get yourself like half stuck out of it. And if you don't place a block above their head, first of all, they could hit you back. Not only that, what you could do is you could start to semi-break this block over here. And if you could tank for long enough while the person's critting you out, and sometimes you get kicked like this, but yeah, as I said, if you tank for long enough, you can start to break these blocks around the edge of your obby trap, and you can kind of begin to actually be able to mine the blocks out around you. And if you tank for very long, you can get out of the blocks. Okay, so the next tip is just a simple warning about 1x1 obbies. These are very popular to do because it's like the last chance, like desperation effort that you have to give in a UHC game. And sometimes, you know, they pay off, but you know, oftentimes if you're very low in health already, they can get a couple lucky hits on you at the end of it and it's game over. So as you saw in the first clip, I successfully managed to pull it off and then kill them. But in the second clip, it was basically the same situation. I just got unlucky and they actually hit me a couple times and I was a goner. Another interesting strategy that you can use is to F5 glitch to locate your opponent. Sometimes they're a little bit farther away from you and you can't really hear them breaking blocks. But if you just do the F5 glitch, you can kind of see some breaking particles and sometimes even be able to spot out the tunnels they're in or even their actual person entirely. This is especially really useful if they're far away and being quite slow. But I also often use this as a technique when people camp above me. I F5 glitch to try to locate them. And then the next tip I got for you guys is about forge trapping. Sometimes you don't have a lava and water, but you still got a forge. We all know what a forge does. When you place a forge in them, you can't really heal, you can't interact and break stuff. However, they can still hit you. So you gotta watch out for that one a bit. But you know, it can work out pretty well. Now let's talk about pre-PvP obby traps a little bit. So, you know, it's a pretty good method because you want to start out with some free heads before PvP. Key with this is that you should try to get a forge before you actually obby them so that you can just forge them so they can't break out of there. Otherwise, they can mine out of the Obsidian in time. You can just obby them a second time right there. But, you know, typically if you have the chance to get the coal, you want to get a forge and just get it quickly done with. And there's three main strategies that I typically use. First of all, I like to just block them up when they're mining ores. The second strategy is in the strip mine tunnel. I just block off one end, they run into the end, and then I block off behind them again. And the third strategy is when they're like interacting with like a crab table or furnace or something. I just kind of water them into a 1x1, and then I just quickly obby them that way. This tip is just kind of a minor detail, but it can really be the make or break point of an obby trap. And that is making sure that after a previous obby trap, you put another lava bucket back into your hotbar. Sometimes it can really affect you and you can get the other person in the correct position, but you hotkey to lava them and you realize you don't have your lava out. And it just gets you killed. So sometimes you're not ready for you to get cleaned, but you know, you have the lava prepared, so you hear them digging, you can instantly react. You don't need to think about anything else. You can get ready just to perfectly go straight into the next obby trap. Okay, so next we're going to talk about multiple step obby trapping. where you don't just use one lava bucket to obby them. You can obby to close off space and then obby them for real with the other lava bucket. This is especially effective on other servers besides Hypixel and against YouTubers, and that's kind of the strategy you want. This is not really the only way to do it, but it's just an example. So for the final tip, it's simply don't try to obby the hoppers. Unless you literally have no option, you're like 2 hearts with no chance left, I mean, go for it. But most of the time, you're not going to dig down when you have no healing against the hopper, because you should just dig immediately when you see them, right? And you should just try to place your lava bucket on them and just try to hit trade with them as best as you can. Also try to get in their body, so usually they'll dig like diagonal to you, because then they can just hit you to the walls. But what you should always do when they do that is try to go there and either jump it in if they go lower than you. But really what you should be doing is, like, as they go down, you mine into that block, you lava, and you just like kind of one by one with the lava there, and then they can't scaffold out. And obviously you should have blocked your own hole up, so simply you could just like kind of sit here and then they can't scaffold. You just hit trade and hope you win. Problem is, if you obby them, you know, they're just gonna anti-obby. So pretend I'm in obby, they can just dig out any of these blocks, and typically they'll just dig out straight below them. Because look, if you put the obby here and you're here, you obby them in this block, right? And you will place a block between you and them. So they basically have low ground with a block between you and them, and they're just gonna hit you through this block and you're gonna die. And yeah, and like even if you obby their feet, you know, like I said, they'll just dig out the side instead. Anyways, now that we're done with that, we're gonna go through a couple practical examples, and then we'll just jump into a bit of a montage. So yeah, let's get right into that. Okay, so here we have a pretty basic example. You know, I'm getting chased by a person who has some more diamond pieces than me, and I'm planning on obbying them. So I keep track of them in F5, and I also just, when I dig down, I look at their name tag and dig in the opposite direction from them here. And then basically I just make sure that I know where they're digging from. I listen for them digging, and I also just kind of expand the area where they're going to dig down from, while also creating a safe area for me to dig. And then as expected, they dig from that side, and then I just obbied them. And, you know, we secure the kill obviously. However, when we secure the kill, we realize somebody else is digging on me, and they've actually gotten all the loot, so I gotta go try to obby them, but they just feel like getting out of there. But I think they just wanted to make some healing because they came back, and you know, we gotta obby them all over again because they got all the diamond pieces that I wanted. So I dig down, and once again we dig opposite away from them, digging out a big hallway. And I actually stand under the block in case they're cheating, so you know, if they see me, they'll just dig straight on me. And we kind of get in this awkward stalemate, but we don't talk about that. I try to basically just create a 1x1 for them to get into, but they blocked me off. And then basically the strategy here is that I like dig a hole up for them to jump onto me, except I know where I'm going to go backwards and block off for an obby trap. So I basically just show them that I'm there and then back off away from the block to obby them. And this time we actually managed to secure both the loot and the kill this time, which is great. So here we have a situation where I see someone's name tag running towards me from on top of a hill, so I just decided to dig down and go for the obby trap. So I don't really hear them digging yet, so I look up and there they are digging towards me. And they dug from the side that I dug to, so I switched sides here, but they're in between blocks so they don't fall obviously. And then there's a cleaner here, so I'm trying to figure out what's going on here, but I still see them digging down on me, so I need to go for the obby still. And they dig into the wall here, and I still hear the person above me, so I'm trying to focus on both sounds at once. But the first person digs under me, but I hear the other person above me, and I realize they're in a 1x1, and I just split from into it and get the full obby on them. And then make sure we force them. You already know how it is, and we're just gonna go crit them out. But then I hear the other person digging behind me, so I quickly turn around and go hit them. But then I think they're in a 1x1, but they're not, so they start critting me out. But I don't give up, because you know what's the point of giving up? You gotta keep trying. So I just get out of here as fast as possible and try to react. And good thing I reacted quickly to them digging. See, because I listened to them earlier, I managed to turn around and have enough health to still get out of the hole alive. And you know, we gotta still try to obby them. Obviously, I'm not done yet. I'm trying to be so high above them that they can't hit me here. But I see they're in a 1x1. And I'm like, I gotta capitalize. Go in for the obby. And we get them. And here we are securing the kill. So here we have an example where I'm just kind of running away from 2 cheaters right now because my teammates are dead. We obviously died to cheaters. But you know, I might as well try to obby them. I have no options. I'm desperate. So I might as well go for it here. And you know, once again, I'm hiding under the block because I think they're tracing. So I'll just sit right under the block I dug down on. So in case they dig straight down on me, they don't dig on where I'm trying to set up the obby from. I'll just move out of the way later. But they actually happen to leave me alone, so I just start crafting because, you know, if you have the chance to make healing, you always should. They don't really dig though, so I just kind of go back to surface and look for some other kills. Might as well try to secure a few more kills and get some stats right. So after half a millennium, I finally see some people. And guess what? It's not the other cheating team. It's not them. So we actually have a fight on our hands. And some other people who I can obby trap here. So it's a 2-team, so I need to realize that it's not gonna just be me securing 1 kill. I gotta secure both the kills because, you know, it's teams. They can just mine each other out of the obby. I need to get 2 or else I'm getting no one. So we're gonna start off here and just run a good bit distance away from 0-0. You don't want to get clean when you're obbying people, so you want to just kind of get out of the main vicinity, which is obviously 0-0. So I run out there, and I need 2 lava buckets. How am I gonna obby 2 people with 1 lava bucket? So I look for lava and I get the second lava. So now I'm like, all right, I'm ready to dig down now. So the guy's closing the gap, so I'm like, I just gotta dig down now. And we're heading underground here, and I hear him digging to my left side here, so I dig kind of away a little bit and make sure that I kind of spread out that left side and, you know, open the area up, but then he kind of backs off. But I still see it's a breaking particle, so I'm like, all right, he's still definitely digging on me. But he's digging dirt and stone, so he's kind of being safe about it. And I kind of just get ready to try to spleef him into an area, but they're digging together, so I just keep going farther down. They're opening the area out on me, so I just keep escaping here. But I see them hitting me through blocks there or something. I don't know what that was. I'm pretty sure it's hacking. So he's like already under me, so I go way far down, obviously. And then I just open the area up again. He's under me, but, you know, he's in a 1-by-1. I get the obby on him. And I pick breaks, so you gotta think quickly. But his teammate's actually not coming down yet, so I just quickly make a pickaxe. And we gotta go straight to critting out before his teammate comes and saves him. And just crit out as fast as I can here. I also have no clue why I block it when critting people out. That's literally pointless because they're not hitting me back, but I don't know, it's just a weird habit. So I secure the kill though, which is good. And I try to look for healing immediately because I gotta deal with this teammate now. So I spread out the area here, kind of make sure I have an area to escape to, put on the better armor, and get ready. I'm listening for when he's digging. I hear him digging, so immediately I react and start digging away from that spot and looking up. So I see his name tag here, so I just spleef him down here, get him ready, and obby him right there. But as you can see, my lava right here, it's actually a fake lava and it's not real, so it just kind of happens like that. Sometimes you don't pick up the lava and you just gotta deal with it. A good tip is to right click those buckets in the air, and basically if it just turns into a regular bucket instead of a liquid bucket, then you know it's a fake one. But I didn't have time to check, obviously, because of the situation that I was in. So if you want to get some practice obbying people, there's really 2 best ways to do it. The first way outside of UHC would be to go and play some ranked Skywars, and you can just dig down all the time and just try to go for obby traps and just to practice your mechanics and get your water and lava placements at a very fast rate. And if you want to play UHC, I really suggest doing what I did in my last video, where I did this strategy where I Obsidian trap brush. Basically, it's just an entire strategy that revolves around Obsidian trapping, and it's actually a really good strategy if you get good at it too. So yeah, have fun guys, and good luck. Anyways, that's all I got for this part of the video, so on to the montage, I guess. I mean, hopefully this guide helped you out a bit, but yeah, enjoy the rest of the video. Where's the leather? Dude, I'm way too lucky. Okay. What is this game, dude? You really just stole my kill, bro. Oh my god, I'm so low. I'm just gonna obby this dude, I think. Yeah. This guy just actually jumped. No, he's not. Oh, he's going in. Oh my goodness, dude. Dude. Yeah, don't dig on me, bro. Don't dig on me. I say cleaner too.
They got it first.
I don't want to go close. They both have fire.
No, not
Okay,
that wasn't worth. That wasn't worth. That wasn't worth at all.
Arrows.
I'm dead.
Evan stall. Here, I'm gonna quick drop the other one then.
He's blocked. Wait, no. Oh, he's cheating.
Look at that! He's hit me through the whole pillar. He's actually so desperate. I can't. I'm just...
Oh, the Harvey's gonna.
Yeah. Plus he has a fire sword.
What's the other one at? What's the other one to summon?
10 to 10.
He's
12.
coming back. Sort of.
Go to Evan. I think we're going to Evan's. Oh, it's 12, 11, 7, 1. Nice.
Look at it, he's hopping, basically.
No.
Yeah, he's hopping.
Water spare this. Water spare. Evan, we have to water spare.
I used all of them. Did you eat your notch?
Yeah, I ate it earlier. Oh my god, he's straight up
He's literally hopping.
Sit in here, sit in the water, sit in the water.
don't have healing.
Dude, he's straight up
15,
P-hopping. How do I kill this dude?
10.
Wait, what? Oh, he's a 10. He doesn't have legs.
He's gonna go for the head.
Okay.
Okay, wait, he just hopped to that kid.
Just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep 7.
So 5.
3.
Nice. He went out of water.
I'm gonna get the head. I'm gonna get the
Hopefully.
head.
0. He might burn to death. He burned to death.
I'll read him. He dropped the gap.